Good morning to everyone all present here. Today we are moving into Unit 2, Session 1 in Financial and Insurance Services. Before starting of the today's topic, I want to share you a list of companies: Bajaj Finance, Shriram Trans, Cholamandalam, M&M Finance, Sundaram Finance, Malappuram Finance, and Shriram Finance. What is the one common thing among these companies? Okay, one common thing about these companies are they are all into hire purchase. That is the today's topic. So first we will see what is a hire purchase. A system by which one pays for a thing in regular installments while having the use of it. Hire purchase can be for any assets, whether it's an movable assets or immovable assets. So normally for hire purchase, we always go for movable assets. So hire purchase and offers for a period of time, and end of the period, the purchase the assets. That means, uh, if you are going to buy a mobile phone, you have to pay a EMI, equated monthly installment. That installments, when you complete the installment, let's take about 10 months, automatically you are the owner of that assets. Okay, so what are the various factors in hire purchase? First is payment will be made in installment. Second, the portion of the goods will be given to the buyer immediately. Okay, property of the ownership will be with the vendor till you complete the or installment payment of installments. Okay, and the seller possesses the goods in case you default or the customer defaults. Okay, each installment is treated as an higher charges till the last installment is paid. Okay, so what is the definition of hire purchase? Hire purchase is an agreement. So Hire Purchase Act 1972 Section 3 Acts provides that every hire purchase agreement must be in written and signed by all parties. Agreement related to transaction in movable assets, registration is not required. Okay, hire purchase in agreement enforced by law. So if you are entering into a hire purchase in India, it is enforced by law. That means it's a valid contract. And this agreement also has to follow all the valid contract regulations. So what is the hire purchase systems? Who are the people involved in hire purchase systems? See, hire purchase, we have hire vendor and sellers. Hire purchaser is a buyer. Okay, what is the cash price? Outright purchase in cash. Okay, fourth one is down payment. Down payment means initial payment in the time of the signing the agreement. Let's take about you are buying a mobile phone. If the cost of mobile phone is 10,000 rupees, they normally in India they say that 20% customer has to pay. That is 2,000 rupees has to be down payment. Remaining 8,000 can be gone for installments. Okay, what is the hire purchase price? The amount paid cash plus interest on future installments. See, whenever you're going for a higher purchase, it has an interest rate. So normally the few companies charge 0% installment based on the products you're going to buy. If it is a minimum time, you don't have to pay any interest rate, but it has a larger interest rate. But above 1 year means they always charge interest. So what are the classes of hire purchase? Okay, first is nature of agreement. State the nature, why you are buying, what is the term what are the terms of condition of payment, when the agreements commences. Okay, when is the delivery of the equipment, what is the place, time of delivery, highest liability to bear the delivery charges. Let's take about you are buying a machinery. Okay, machinery means who is going to deliver, through which mode of transportation is going to be used, who is responsible in case of damage in the delivery charges. Okay, location, where the customer is located, where the products will be delivered. Okay, who will inspect the equipments. Okay, normally the purchaser will always inspect the product, then he will, if he is satisfied, then he can take the possession of the products. Okay, if in case repair happens, who is responsible for that? See, normally if you take for hire purchase, the buyer is responsible for the obtaining the cost, insurance and other things. Okay, but there are certain cases where it can changes. Okay, alteration, let's take about if the hirer is not making alteration with the permission of the owner. Okay, till the payment of initial payment, seller is responsible for the product. So whenever buyer want to change or alter anything, he has to get prior permission, written permission from the owner. Then only he can go for the changes in the alteration of the product. Okay, what is the termination? Okay, when do the hire purchase gets terminated? When the buyer is not paying the equal installment continuously for 3 times, automatically the payments, automatically the termination of the contract gets enforced. Okay, what is the risk involved in hire purchase? Okay, either it will be the total loss or damage of the property, either it will be borne by the buyer or it will be borne by the seller based on the agreements. Okay, what is the registration and fees? Okay, registration and fees has to be compliant and pay all the fees. See, normally interest rate should not go above 15% per year. Okay, what is the protection clause? See, normally whenever you're talking about a hire purchase, owners is always protected by the hire clause. Okay, stamp duty and whenever you're going for a agreement for purchasing of duty, if it is below 10,000 rupees, now there will be no stamp duty. But if the product price or the asset price is about 10,000 rupees, means you have to pay the duty, stamp duty based on the state where it is located. Okay, when schedule when the product gets delivered, the schedule of equipment and forming and hiring charges will be based on the agreement. So normally, whenever you're talking about big consignment, automatically the seller is responsible for delivering of the products. Okay, what are the rights of hirer? Okay, hirer, whoever responsible. Okay, rights of protection. Okay, he has a right to protect. He has a right to protect his assets. Right to notice. Okay, right to notice means if the buyer is not paying the equal installment, he have to give a prior notice to the buyer for possession of the assets. And right of statement, that means he has all the details related to the hire purchase, so that he has the complete detail about the hire purchase. Then right for excess amount in case of change in price, if the change in alteration, if the change in location based on the demand, based on the agreement also, the excess amount also can be claimed from the buyers. Okay, what are the advantages of hire purchase? So whenever you're talking about hire purchase is a very, very good financial terms used by all the companies. Okay, first and foremost is a spread of cost of finance. Let's take about if you are a business, if you want to buy a machinery for 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, initially you have to pay in a huge amount. Instead of that, if you're going for a hire purchase, your burden on the cost of finance comes down drastically. Normally it will be 5% of total cost. Okay, second one, instead of paying your own money, you can go for loan. Bank also provide loan for hire purchase. Okay, whenever you do not need that product, automatically you can return the products. That's what we call sales. Okay, then we have low non-performing assets. That means non-performing assets means when default rate is very low in hire purchase. Okay, and recovery of funds. Whenever the customer defaults, the assets can be sold and it can be recovered. Okay, but there are few disadvantages of hire purchase also. Whenever you're talking about without needing anything, there will be lavish expenditure without considering the what is the income level. Okay, then the future income also can be problem because of this hire purchase. Okay, sometimes there could be a higher installment price based on the product, based on the customer, based on the vendor. You can focus on that. Okay, then final payment and bad credit also will have an impact on the level of hire purchase. Okay, thank you.